Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Scott, host of I'm Not Gonna Hold You, man. We will be back next Monday, January 8th, full crew, me, Dante, Bang, Courtney, Mikey, the whole gang back to our regularly scheduled programming. And we will have a cool new intro for y'all next week as well, man. But we're just here to, quickly talk about, college football playoffs, which kick off today, man. We're gonna bring the whole crew up in here, man. This is not gonna be anything that is, over the top, but we are here. How's everybody doing? As Courtney told me, I need to bump the energy up before we recorded this.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year as we record this, not even in New Year, but Happy New Year. I'm going to break the fourth wall. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy holiday.
Well, what are you drinking over there? What's in the cup?
This is a little Douce. This ain't your daddy
Okay.
yet.
Okay. If I have Douce, I'm ending up in prison if I have that again right now. So, and we're here just to give y'all some content, man. We'll get fully into everything we did over the break because my break is not done yet. As Mikey put me out on Twitter yesterday, so I didn't respond to the group chat. I was like, I'm trying to get all Caleb Williams conversations out of my system. I mean, and away from my system before I have to talk about this for the next 4 months. But I'm getting ready to go to Cheesecake Factory because I don't give a fuck about Twitter, and they have a nice menu. So anyway, let's get into these college football games that kick off today, man. The first one is, of course, is going to be with Courtney's Alabama Crimson Tide. They will be taking on the Michigan Wolverines, and of course, in the second game, that will be Washington taking on Texas. But let's talk about this first game going on, man, between Bama and Michigan. Of course, a lot of people upset that Bama is here and it's not Florida State. Of course, we went over that a couple weeks ago. But I'm going to give the floor first to Courtney. As we all know, she don't give a damn about nothing but the Tide, about what she feels about this game. Courtney, how you feeling?
Well, for my fellow degenerate gamblers out there, I want to first preface this by saying that I'm a professional first and a fan second. So that being said, the line has moved in favor of Michigan. I think it's now 1.5 points. So that's something to look at going forward into this game. Shout out to Mikey, our resident gambling degenerate. But no, as far as the game is concerned, of course, I'm confident in Alabama. I will go ahead and say that this obviously isn't, the Bama teams from previous years. But, I mean, Michigan just does not put the fear into me. J.J. McCarthy doesn't scare me like that. As far as playmakers are concerned, I think that Alabama has the edge on that. If they can stop Blake Corum, Alabama can stop Blake Corum, then I think Bama wins this game by at least a touchdown.
Mikey, you are a resident gambler. You have not been here the last couple weeks. You've been doing your thing. How are you feeling about this matchup, man? And what you think? She just mentioned, what Vegas is saying. Well, what's your whole pulse on this game?
Man, I have to agree with that, man. When it comes down to it, towards the end of the year, the SEC reigns supreme, man. Nick Saban, with 30 days to prepare, it's going to be exactly 30 days since the last game when they played Georgia, is a perfect 9-0. With 26 days or less to prepare, he's 26-5. So giving Nick Saban that much time to prepare, like Courtney says, this isn't the Alabama that we're used to where they got first-round talent all across the lineup, but they somehow have figured out a way ever since, losing to Texas and earlier in the season. So I'm going to ride with Alabama. When push comes to shove, Blake Corum is Michigan's offense. J.J. McCarthy is, many speculate to be a first-round pick. We have yet to really see them win a game on his shoulder, on his throwing arm. So this is going to be that test for him. I think when it comes down to it, Alabama's bigger in the trenches. And I think, this might get ugly. This might be a 14-point win. I'm definitely going to ride with Bama in this first game.
I'm gonna go with my take on this game is this. I look at it as somebody who, it's kind of funny how Alabama's kind of become, the underdog where everybody is rooting for them all of a sudden, which is like fucking hilarious. Just the way this whole entire season is going. Everybody can get mad at Florida State. I mean, with people voting in Alabama, get mad at fucking Auburn. Okay, they're the reason this shit happened to fucking begin with. All right, so I'm kind of torn because like I don't really like like Alabama, but at the same time I also would love to laugh at my brother if Michigan won this game. And if anybody knows about sibling rivalries, that's kind of where it's at. So I'm rooting for Michigan because it'll be wild funny to see my brother's reaction. But ultimately, I do think Alabama's going to win, and I don't think it's going to be close. And I'm going to hold on to a nugget of hope that Jim Harbaugh becomes a Chicago Bear before Bang destroys my dream when I pass them in a minute. Uh, so I'm gonna go Alabama. I think Alabama. They've been here before. I have no faith in JJ McCarthy. Anything they're doing over there, man. So I'm gonna go with Alabama on this one. Bang, where you standing on this game?
Yo, this is a route. NCAA knew what they was doing. They knew what they was doing when they put Alabama versus Michigan. Y'all ain't slick. And as somebody who is a Michigan fan, this is hard for me to say. Because I would love for Michigan to go on into the national championship game. But even they knew when they saw the selections, even they knew we fucked. So I have Michigan losing by at least 20 points.
Damn.
I put a little bit more respect on them than that. I'm trying to be, I like to think that I kind of have the, because I've watched Alabama be so good for so long, I too like to think that I have undergone the process, right? Even when Alabama manages to win games that they weren't really supposed to win, you always hear them talk about the process, right? And how important that is. Oh, it's more important than the victories. It's about the process that it took to get there. Gosh, this Bama team has just been on a roller coaster since that week 2 falter, when Jalen Milroe got benched for 2 dudes. One went back to go play lacrosse, which is crazy. They made that man quit the sport. Is insane. And then Ty Simpson, it's just not his time yet. I think there's signs, but it's just not his time. But Jalen Milroe has been hot. Man, I wouldn't want to see that Alabama team on a month's rest, fully healthy, basically. Oh, that's going to be a scary sight. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Roll Tide.
Dante, how you feeling on this game?
I think Michigan's defense has been dominant all year. I think Alabama has been inconsistent. They've gotten stronger as the years come on. And with that being said, I'm gonna take Alabama by 10. Like as much as I thought, Harbaugh was gonna just go right off on his white horse, win a national championship, and bounce to the league. This matchup is gonna prevent that. I think Nick Saban is the king of the college football playoffs. I think Alabama has won every 3 years. Of course, they've won the most out of this iteration of the national championship, and I think this year they're gonna have opportunity to go get another one. So I got Bama by 10.
Let's go to the final game of the day, man. This one I think is going to be a little closer. It's Washington taking on Texas. I'm going to give it to Mikey first. Maybe you can break down what the odds are for this and really how you think this matchup is going to swing compared to Alabama and Michigan.
Yeah, for sure. So the line opened up as Texas as minus 4.5 point favorites. I believe right now you can find some minus 3.5. Texas, to me, is the better all-around team. Quinn Ewers spreads the ball around to all of his playmakers. He has Xavier Worthy, who has over 900 receiving yards, 10 touchdowns. Adonai Mitchell, over 1,000 receiving yards. They can spread the ball around and they can score with the best of them. When it comes down to it, Washington also has some playmakers on the other side, some first-round talent. You have Michael Penix, you have Jalen McMillan, you have Roma Dunze. Where they're susceptible is their defense. I just don't believe that Washington's defense will be able to contain that Texas Longhorns offense. Texas will be able to score. It might be one of those games where they're scoring, it looks like almost every possession. So will Washington be able to keep up? The one thing that Texas is really good at defensively is stopping the run. So if you're making Washington one-dimensional, that puts a lot of pressure on Michael Penix and those wide receivers back there. So I'm riding with Texas. I think this is kind of what college football wanted as far as getting that Alabama-Texas rematch. Bama gets to prove themselves on a neutral ground, a couple months later and try to, atone for their loss earlier in the season. So I'm riding with Texas. I got Texas and Bama linking up on the championship Monday.
For this one, man, I think you bring up some good points about Texas having a better overall team and things like that. But I think this is a big moment for Michael Penix Jr. because he has a chance right here to boost his already rising stock in the NFL. We've had multiple conversations every day, it seems like this point, where it's basically mainly Caleb Williams, a little bit of Drake May sprinkled in there, but he has a chance right here to change that conversation. I feel like a little bit of not only in this game, but if he goes on to win a national championship, that's going to really give him more of a boost going into draft season. I think that you're right. Texas does have the better team. Texas can stop this run and make them one-dimensional, but I'm gonna go with the better quarterback in this situation, and that is Michael Penix Jr. They've been through a lot of close calls this season. Last couple games have been real close games, and they have been in shootouts also. This is something where they can't take like a drive or two where, let's just say, Texas is scoring and they stop it. Like if they get a drive or two, they're not getting any points and they find themselves down 14, 21 points, then they can be in trouble. They do need to stay afloat. As far as answering every attack, they're gonna need their defense to step up. But I'm gonna go with Washington this one, man. I really like what I've seen from Michael Penix this season. I think it's gonna continue on the grand stage this year, man. I'm gonna go to let's go to Courtney.
For me, it's really not that complicated. Washington really hasn't given me much of a reason to trust them this season. As an Arizona State Pac-12 girly, I watched them struggle many times this season. And again, I don't like to hold the sins of the first 3 weeks of the season against many teams. That's why I kind of think about losses or wins, I should say, against Arizona. That was won, I think, by a touchdown. Arizona State was by a touchdown. Keep in mind, that was their homecoming game. So they scheduled us so disrespectfully for their homecoming game at home, thinking that they were going to get away with an easy win, and it was 15-7. He looked atrocious in that game. I think he threw, 3 picks against an absolutely terrible Arizona State team, barely beating Utah, barely beating USC. They don't pass the eye test for me. And if we're going to get really real, talk about teams that didn't necessarily deserve to make the playoff, that's one of them. Sorry.
Sorry. Let's go to Dante, man. Dante, what's your thoughts on this one?
I think this is probably going to be, as far as point-wise, the most entertaining game, because I think whoever Alabama plays in the national championship, they're not going to score a lot of points. But I think the point total for this one is 63.5. I'm going to take the over on that. And, Texas does have a great defensive line, but, their secondary has been suspect. And with a guy like Michael Penix, I'm with you, Scott. This is his opportunity to prove himself. And when you have guys who do, play for the national championship, it kind of reminds me of Justin Fields when he was at Ohio State. And, he really helped himself in those 2 games. And so I'm going to go with Washington. I'm going to go with Washington in a shootout. I think this game is going to be really exciting. And I think it's going to be one of those games where, because I agree, Mikey, like it's going to seem like they're scoring every possession. So whoever has the ball last. And I think Washington is going to end up with the ball last. So I got Washington.
Bang, bring us home. Right. Oh, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, Courtney.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying that I hope you both are right, because I've been looking at those ticket prices. I'm trying to make my way down there, and they're nasty, okay? And if it's Alabama, Texas, it's only going to get worse. So between you and me, I'm praying for an Alabama-Washington game so I can maybe sneak in there for less than a foul. You feel?
I definitely get that. Bang, take us home, man.
Blue Bloods rule. That's what's going to happen. Come on, man. Doggone well Texas is going to win this. Don't get me wrong. I love the potential with the quarterback wide receiver tandem. But that defensive line is just going to be too strong. I don't know if Washington is ready for this moment. So we're going to get that rematch that a lot of people want. Texas is going to win.
All right, man. That's all we got for y'all, man. Check out the college football playoff games there. We hope y'all enjoy them. Enjoy y'all week. Y'all hope y'all had a good holiday. We will be back next Monday, January 8th at our usual time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Actually, it might be a little earlier next week because of the national championship game. So stay up to date on the actual time, but we will be back next Monday, the whole crew. So we're going to holler at y'all, man, from Scott, from Bang, from Courtney, from Dante to Mikey. We'll holler at y'all in the week.
That paper on display, haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna